Hello everyone. Today we have a study about our second aroma game, Essential Archetype. You will receive this game in this beautiful box. So in this box you will find instruction how to conduct this game, how to facilitate this game. You will find the test that you can copy for every participant of your game before the game. You will have a beautiful field, and also you will have many different decks and the small dice that you will use for this game. So when you facilitate the game, you can ask participants of the game to use their items, for example, jewelry or something that belongs to them, to put on the field as the representation of their energy. Before the game, you can ask your participants to make a test. The test can be made before you meet for the game or at the beginning. Depends how much time you have. You can ask participants to fulfill the test before they arrive. So after that, you don't spend time for this. If you decide that you have enough time, you can ask participants to make test when they arrive for the game. The test will help to identify which archetypes are the main for the person. And there are 7 archetypes: patchouli, ylang ylang, geranium, orange, clary sage, jasmine, and lavender. So participants have to answer all these questions, yes or no, and depending on the answers, you can calculate the score. The leading archetypes are the archetypes where they have the highest score. So every participant have to identify 3 leading archetypes. And they're going to play this game depending on the result of the test in each of 3 archetypes. It's not really important from which archetype they will start. So you can spread them among the field, or you can ask them to start from the one they have the highest score. In each section, in each archetype, every participant makes 5 turns. They make the turn, they use the dice, and depending which side goes up, they will take the specific cards from the decks. Before they will start rolling the dice, they have to read about the archetype from these cards. So if, for example, my main archetype is patchouli, and I start playing the game from the patchouli sector, the first step I make is reading the card about patchouli archetype. So you give this information, and you can ask the participant to reflect on it and find out what positive and negative states of the archetype they can see within them. After this, they start rolling the dice. And depending which side goes up, they take the cards from other decks. I will explain you the meaning of each side of the dice. So the first side, yellow color with the picture of the sun on it. This side means that they have to take a card from the deck, source of energy. So we have here 7 cards. Depending on which sectors they are, they take the card with the same name of the archetype. So if I'm playing in patchouli, I take the card source of energy patchouli and I read. So then you can ask the participant to reflect on this, ask how often does she do these things and what of them is easy to implement in their life, or which one is more difficult. Okay, the next side, pin with a key on it. So when participant has this key, you offer them to take a card from one of the deck with the tasks. So we have 7 decks here for each archetype. And if I'm playing in patchouli, I will take a card from the deck of patchouli. So I take the deck and I choose randomly one card. And I read the task, reflect, and say what I think about this. The next side is orange side with the letter A. That means that participants should use the deck with affirmations. We have again here 7 cards for each archetype. So if I'm in patchouli, I take card with the affirmation for patchouli. Here on this card, you can find an affirmation and also a formula to prepare aroma dress. So after the game, you can prepare the aroma dress for every participant that have this card and explain how to use aroma dress. We use the formula to prepare the elixir and then use 8 drops of this elixir for 25 ml of base oil and use this aroma dress every day for 21 days, 2 times a day. After the shower, we put this aroma dress on the wet body together with the affirmation. Pay attention that on some of the cards, the formula contains more drops of essential oils than 8. So for example, this card from Ilang Ilang, 10 drops of Ilang Ilang and 5 drops of eucalyptus. Yeah, so it means that they have to mix first 10 drops of Ilang Ilang, 5 drops of eucalyptus, and from this mixture, they should take only 8 drops to prepare their aroma dress. Next side of the dice, red side, with the sign of a man. So that means that they have a chance to find out what is the twin archetype for their leading archetype. So then, if I'm playing in patchouli, I find out what is the twin male archetype for the patchouli oil? And I read this card. After reading the description, you can ask a participant to reflect on this description. And if, for example, a participant has a partner, you can ask her to tell if she can see all these qualities in her partner or not. We have 7 cards in this deck, 1 card for each archetype. But if you already made the study about each pair of this oil, you know that for Ylang Ylang, actually the twin archetype is a hybrid of 2 oils, eucalyptus and lemon. So then when you have a participant who plays in Ylang Ylang section, and if she rolls a dice and she has this red side with the male sign on it, you will give her 2 of these cards, eucalyptus and lemon, and explain that only eucalyptus or only lemon cannot manage the energy of Ylang Ylang, and a man should be actually with the 2 the man should has 2 qualities, the qualities of eucalyptus and qualities of lemon. So next side, what we have here is the light blue color with the crystal. It means that in this case we use a deck with the crystals. Here we also have 7 cards for each archetype. And if I am playing in patchouli section, I take the card with the patchouli and read about recommended crystals for this archetype. The next sector is dark blue or purple with a dress sign on it. That means that in this case we use a deck with a clothes style. So here we also have 7 cards for each archetype. And we use the card of the sector patchouli. So you can first reflect on the pictures, style of the clothes that harmonizes patchouli archetype. And then you can read the description. After that, you can ask the participant to reflect what style of clothes does she usually use in her life. And the next sector what we have is green with a sign of a goddess. For this symbol, we use a deck with a goddess for each archetype. There are also 7 cards. We use the one in which sector we play. So then, if I'm playing in patchouli, I take the card with the Hera goddess and I read the description of her and how she can help me to embrace this archetype. The next sector that we have is a lily color with the lotus on it. So this sector is for the deck with art therapy. In this deck, we also have 7 cards for each archetype. One participant have this card. They read what they have to draw. So for this task, you have to prepare paper and colorful pencils and ask the participants to draw straight away what they asked to draw. It doesn't mean that they have to draw a nice picture. Maybe some of them don't have talents of drawing. So the picture should be like metaphorical or schematical. So how they would draw the symbols of the elements that are required from them in these tasks. So now I think we have discussed all the symbols on the dice. So each participant should make 5 rolls of the dice in each sector. What will happen if they will have the same sector 2 or more times? Then actually you can use your creativity and create your own rule, what will happen in this case. But my recommendation can be to take one more task from this decks or with the tasks, yeah. Or they can choose other deck that they hadn't had before, so they can have more information about their archetype. You also can create your own tasks or maybe your own decks with other elements that you want to integrate into this game. And if they have a duplicated sector, then you can implement different tasks or different creative elements into this game. In the end of this game, first, what the participants can receive from you is the aroma dress. But also it can happen that some of the participants don't have the cards with the affirmations and don't have the formula for the aroma dress. Then you can create an aroma bracelet, 1, 2, or 3, or you can make one and then offer them other aroma bracelets to make later for each of the archetypes. So aroma bracelet, you will have an example how the aroma bracelet can look like, that made from Rudraksha, that we will send you together with the game. But you can find different types of the bracelets that you can use as aroma bracelet. It can be a bracelet made from Rudraksha, or it can be a bracelet made from the lava stone. You also, if you work with crystals, you also can add different crystals into these bracelets. You can prepare the bracelets before the game, or you can create them straight away during the game, or even you can ask the participants to make these bracelets by themselves during the game. Again, it's your creativity, how you want to organize and how you want to add the creative elements into your game, how much time you have for facilitating the game. And then you can explain how to use aroma bracelet. They have to wear aroma bracelet for each archetype during a month or 21 days, and put every 2-3 days oil to refresh the aroma. On one side of the bracelet, they should put 1 drop of the feminine oil, and on another side of the bracelet, masculine oil. If they want just to work on themselves, then it can be only feminine oil put in the aroma bracelet. If they have an intention to attract a man with a suitable archetype, then they can use both of these oils. workshop how to create aroma bracelet, how to make it and how to use it, you will find in our education, and how to make aroma dress. We also have prepared a workshop for you. So if you haven't studied yet, please have a look in your classroom for these two workshops. And be creative facilitating the game. You can also use the information from this game for different purposes. For example, for facilitating women's circle, you can use information just about one oil. If you want, for example, to facilitate a thematic women's circle, you can use them. For example, today our women's circle will be about lavender archetype, and then you can make a test. You can explain about this archetype. You can make a task from art therapy. You can ask participants to take randomly tasks from the deck for lavender archetype, and etc., etc. So you can use all this information that is included in this game to integrate into other classes, into other processes, into women's circles, whatever. Yeah. So be more creative, and you can use this game in different variations depending on your auditorium, depending on your purposes, and depending on your own vision. Good luck with the game, and if you will have any questions, please ask in our Telegram community, and I'm happy to assist you. Thank you.